Where are you coming from, guy? I thought we were done with you. I thought we were done.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Jeremy Renner. He's a two-time Oscar-nominated actor whose acclaimed credits include The Hurt Locker, Arrival, The Town, American Hustle, and I could go on and on. He has a pair of high-profile projects on the way as well, Hawkeye Season 1, which premieres on Disney Plus November 24th, and The Mayor of Kingstown, a 10-episode American crime thriller coming to Paramount Plus on November 14th. Jeremy Renner, you've been a very busy guy. Thanks for taking the time for Hot Ones and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you around spicy food? Like, what's going through your head right now as we prepare to dig in?
I feel like we're gonna compete or fight.
Okay.
That's what this feels like. It's set up already to do something wrong. I'm gonna start swinging.
All right, well, right? I'm ready, Jeremy.
Yeah, I like spicy food, right? But I like to taste my food when it's spicy. It's supposed to just accent the food. I know as we get a little bit further along, it might be the opposite of that, but I'm always down. I'm up for the challenge.
Dom sliding in some napkins for us, just in time.
A diaper.
So this first one will be the garlic classic Fresno edition.
All right. Wow. Delicious.
So one of your big upcoming TV projects is The Mayor of Kingstown, a crime thriller that's set in the Rust Belt. What makes the show's creator, Taylor Sheridan, who directed you in Wind River, what makes him such a master of the modern small-town American crime drama?
Oh, he's got a very specific, clear voice. He's pretty fearless in how he writes. He writes very specifically. And what I love about Taylor Sheridan's writing is that it's equally as like intimate and beautiful and tender as it is violent and ferocious and shocking in a lot of ways. But he doesn't do it for shock value. It's all about the truths of things. But he goes to the extremes of human behavior and in his storytelling with those sort of extremes. Okay. Yeah. It's bliss. It's bliss. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going for another one. That is bliss.
So in addition to acting, I know that you've acquired and renovated dozens of homes over the years, and in a 2014 interview with Larry King, compared building a house to the closest thing to producing a movie. Do you have a favorite wood? When Nick Offerman was on the show, he called white oak the most heroic of woods.
I mean, I used ironwood on the last house that I built, and because it's an exterior wood, and it goes after its name. It is like iron. It's hard to even put a nail or a screw through it. It's so dense, but it's great because it's very lasting.
Do you have any foundational home decor advice that you think could be relevant to anyone from a college kid in their dorm room to someone vying for the cover of Architectural Digest?
Just because you like it doesn't mean it's good for the room or the whole scene, right? You know, that maybe the 49ers poster is not going to be the most appropriate thing for the living room, whatever the Farrah Fawcett poster, right? Think about, the whole scope of like the room. What does the room need? Center point, when you walk into a room, if it's a fireplace, whoever it is going to be the main focal point, and then work off from there. I always start with like a neutral color palette, because you can always add color in art and pillow or a throw, those kind of things. And then you mix elements with wood, then with water and fire. There's a fountain, use iron, use fabric, just mix that, all woods, all that kind of stuff. I think that's, you have a good starting point from there. The Hoffs. All right. This is my breakfast.
Right.
Thanks, Hoff. For now.
So as a movie star and gearhead, can you share a Hollywood trade secret when it comes to the art of the chase scene? I once saw you post a picture, maybe from a Marvel set, where it looked like the whole thing was being diagrammed out with like Matchbox cars.
Oh yeah, that's what some of the stunt drivers and stunt coordinators will use to to show other drivers and actors, just to show kind of the whole scope of the things. But they'll use like literally these match cars. We did it on the Hawkeye show. There's a big sequence in there with vehicles, and you kind of have to show what's going on and how it's all going to run down, so no one's surprised.
Is that typical?
Anytime, in my experience, I haven't been in a ton of car stuff, but when there was, and they were intense, it was all done with like Hot Wheels. Yeah, pretty funny. All right. No, I don't even taste any heat on that one.
Well,
And then Jello kicked in later. Wait about 3 minutes. You can't speak?
Enjoy that part of the show.
I am. Trust me.
You know?
Trust me.
So if I only have an afternoon in Modesto, is it better to tour the McHenry Mansion or catch a Modesto Nuts game at John Thurman Field?
Wow. At your age, I would have said just take the next exit. Come on, go on. Go somewhere else.
Did you ever spend any time on like the Modesto cruise route from Montgomery Boulevard to J Street?
Yeah, that was a very, very big thing in the community when you could actually cruise at the time. Now you can't, but back then it was a very, very famous thing with, and George Lucas and all that happening. It became a very popular thing there. It was the only thing that I did as a kid when you had a car on the weekend, just drive up and down McHenry and, see all the cars and do the thing. And that was actually, a fun thing to do. But then it got too ruckus and, people were crazy and it disturbed the neighbors, so that shut it all down. So,
do you remember your first ever play or local production? I was actually able to track down on YouTube. I think it's from 1990. You're playing the Scarecrow in a Modesto Community College production of Wizard of Oz.
Correct. Yeah. That was the first job I ever had in theater or as an actor. I'm playing the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz, and that was a really great experience, man. It also ran with no act break either. They decided just to make like one long just run so the kids can really enjoy it, and went to all the schools and invited them and did little performances for them at the schools. And I still have a lot of all the kids sort of responses and stuff that they sent to us. It was really, really, really great. It was the first sort of step into putting smiles on kids' faces. That was a beautiful thing. This is what, Hothead?
Yeah, Hotheads, revolutionary.
All right. Yep.
A little bit more of a kick, but nothing you can't handle.
Nothing too bad, but yeah, a little bit more kick on that one. Fucking sadist.
All right, Jeremy, we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Gram. We're doing a deep dive on our guest's Instagram, pull interesting pictures that need more context. So we'll show you the picture over here on the monitor. You just tell us the bigger story. This picture is nuts. What do you remember about the mechanics of shooting 1.5 miles up the Burj Khalifa with Tom Cruise for Ghost Protocol?
Yeah, this is, when you're looking at in this position, you look down and everything looks like little Legos. Even skyscrapers look like little Legos. If I fell out, I can make good 2 or 3 phone calls before I hit the ground. Saying, hey man, I'm out.
I'm going down.
Yeah, it was far. It was so high up. Gosh, who is kicking? Bastard. Everyone else is like harnessed in behind me. I had one guy just holding me with a rope on just a regular old belt. And I'm looking back and he's like on his cell phone. I'm like, if he doesn't have me, I'm gonna keep sliding out of the window. And I told Tom, I was gonna grab onto anything. So just be prepared, because I was just pretty terrified. And I told this guy, he was yelling at him, make sure you have me before I commit to going out, because this is before I really went all the way out. Because half of my body was already, it goes like this, right? Here I can still hold myself. But our conversation was pretty funny there.
The safety net was a little questionable.
It's a little questionable, yeah.
How would you describe what it was like to hit 9 Gs in an F-16?
Challenging, painful, like 13 elephants sitting on you. It's, you have to work very, very hard not to pass out. And these guys can do it so easily. I have such admiration and respect for these pilots, but boy, it is a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort. Yeah.
Speaking of trying not to pass out, are you ready to move on here to the back half?
Yeah. We're already getting into it. This thing doesn't even have a nice looking label.
Yeah, that's how you know you're
Probably
getting to
means it's
that
gonna-
off
it means
menu back of
It means
house.
it's gonna fuck me. I already know.
Sign a waiver
I
situation.
already know. I already know.
So this is the Senor Lechuga here in the 6th spot.
And the name. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, it's not so bad.
You know, this one has a nice sort of like cinnamony kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
entry point.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it kind of has that
Slow
time
burn.
release, slow burn
Yeah,
situation.
yeah. I'm getting a little moist. Is that normal?
Totally normal.
Good.
Totally normal. This crew, they've seen some things over here. But careful around your eyes. That'll be the one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I'm not
on
touching.
it.
No, trust me. You see me doing this.
I know. A vet, a hot sauce vet right there.
Yeah, you don't want to put it in your eye.
So in speaking broadly about the roles that attract you, I've heard you make an interesting point about how you like to play suppressed characters because there's more internal nuance to figure out.
Yeah. When things are all spelled out for you pretty on the page, like it's all kind of out there, there's less room to explore. When things are kind of, you're forced into your hand into the creative process of understanding a character and behavior. You can still talk a lot and do all these things, but when you don't know the intention behind it, there's the coiled spring. It's like characters like, Jem in the town, or we're like, wow, is this a good guy or a bad guy? Or is like, or is he gonna kill me or give me a hug? I'm not quite sure. It's like, there's that underlying sort of coiled spring, something that's gonna come out, but it's a very actionable thing. All right.
This is the Budala Fire, and we're
Yes.
kicking it up a notch.
Right. This is all matched out right. Yeah, this is the one. All right, I'm ready.
The Budala Fire.
All right. Still tastes like chicken. That's a good sign. A little peppery. This one. Yep. Nice.
And speaking of the coil, it has kind of that.
That one. Hell yeah. Ooh, yeah. I love it.
So whenever we have an actor as prolific as you, we like to fact check some of the folklore surrounding the project.
I'm totally listening to what you're saying.
Is it true that you
You
became
sadist.
Is it true that you became a quick study at card tricks and learned to spit fire when playing a street magician for your role in The Immigrant?
I like to spit fire now, that's for sure. That one, I had to learn this dance routine. I had to learn all these magic tricks and sleight of hand with hiding the cards and all that stuff. And that was a fun departure of things that I'd done in the past, especially during those 4 movies prior. They're all like action stuff and just beating people up or getting beat up. This is actually just a really cool skill set. And it's pretty much all I did for 3 days. And I actually got pretty decent at it. It was fun. Yeah.
Is there any truth to the online rumor that you actually spent time with convicted bank robbers to prepare for your role in the town?
Yeah. Well, Ben only didn't say that initially. He's just like, just hang out with these guys. Just go hang out with them and they'll take care of you. And that's where I learned the accent and the thing. Then they were telling me it's got to have a 20-year bit. I'm like, what's a 20-year bit? 20 years in prison. I'm like, oh, wow, what were you in for? I'm like, well, or car robbery and that sort of thing. I'm like, no shit. I'm like, yeah. And this guy is staring at me. He's like, oh my goodness, this is intense. But they loved me. They loved that, Ben was part of the process. And, I wasn't really ultimately afraid, but like, these are guys that, you kind of should be afraid of. But, they're our allies, not enemies. So thank God.
That's important.
Yeah.
And then finally, is it true that your first ever paid acting gig was at a local police academy where you played the role of a criminal perpetrator for like $50 a pop?
Yeah. There was they literally just put me in a closet and said, all you gotta do is the police officer's gonna come, knock on the door, and just don't do anything that they say. There's like unruly, some disturbance or whatever. So I'm like, okay. And then they close the door, then the officer comes in, he's like, again, action, whatever it was. And I'm just like pacing back and forth, huffing and puffing, screaming, oh, fuck you! Like, going crazy. They're like, sorry, excuse me, sir. I'm like, fuck yourself. He opens the door, I kick him right in the nuts. I think I went a little over the top.
But look where it took you.
Yeah,
look where
but,
it took you.
But I got paid $50, and they brought me back. They did bring me back.
Oh, recurring role.
Yeah, they brought me back. Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, are you ready to move on here? How you doing?
I'm blind in one eye, but that's fine. Let's go for that. I got one more.
Okay, there we go.
It's great. I'm into it. I got a decent sized one here, didn't I?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, I went for it.
Something serious right there.
I'm not gonna lick my fingers on it, but what's this one called?
The Bomb Beyond Insanity.
Yeah, that's fucking hot.
Story checks out.
Yep. Isn't it with heat in certain? Oh yeah. God, in certain parts of your tongue, it gets hotter, right?
Yeah.
If you keep it like on the tip, maybe it won't be so hot, but I'm the dick that just was savoring it.
Right, yeah,
all over the whole
I did
mouth.
see the way that, yeah, you kind of, it was like a
hot.
snifter of wine.
Yeah, this
the
is
way
hot.
that you kind of took that whole thing in.
This is hot. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna.
I don't taste the chicken on this one.
No, that is out the window.
Yeah.
What's your lasting memory of off-road racing at the Baja 500? You know, my interest in it.
Hang on. Oh, I get swole.
My interest was piqued when you said that you needed a kidney belt in order to keep your insides from getting slapped around too
I have
much.
no idea what you're talking about right now. What about a kidney belt?
The Baja 500. Do you
Yes.
have of off-road racing at the Baja 500?
I got a co-drive and that. Woo. Let me just find some peace for a minute.
Which is fine. Find it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back on Earth.
I'm with you. We're connected.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, co-driving. Interesting race where it takes two people to drive a car because one person's job is just to steer and tell them the level of the turn that's coming up. And you have to, you got to strap in because you're bouncing all around. And my mouth is on fuego. Yeah, ready though.
I know that for many years, the Norton Commando is a prized possession in your garage. As a motorcycle enthusiast, how would you explain the holy grail status of that bike to someone like me?
Well, it takes like the cool factor of the original. Where are you coming from, guy? I thought we were done with you. I thought we were done. You're done. All right.
The Norton Commando.
What's great about the modern day one has all modern day technology. It keeps the cool old factor of the old bikes, but looks like it's a little bit on steroids. Give it, like a spin in the gym. So it's got a little beefiness to it, has modern technology, but still has a real cool old cafe racer styling. So that's why I love it.
Well, I'm sold. Jeremy, are you ready to move on here to the next wing? How you feeling? You look great.
Yeah. Okay, ready. Am I ready?
Yeah. This next
This
one
is not going to help. It's not helping.
We're past that
Whatever.
point. Hellfire's cranked.
That was awful. But I can taste the flavoring and there's spices in that, and the other one, for whatever reason, just went right to, I don't like you. You know what I mean?
Is there a dive or karaoke bar that you missed most from your ignoble days, your early ignoble days in West Hollywood?
Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, geez, that was so much part of my social life, just being broke, and like, I'd go out and sing karaoke with, and that's where I met most of my friends. And heck, Amy Adams, I met there, and Chris Pratt, I met all those peeps in karaoke bars. There was like Barney's Beanery was a big one we all went through, but all over, we went everywhere.
Jay Sloan's?
Jay Sloan's, another big one. Wow, we went there a lot. Half the time we were barely drinking, we just go out and sing. And because I couldn't afford to drink or eat anyway, but because we'd frequent the place so much, and because we could sing, we'd bring people in, and then they would buy us drinks and food, and so it was a great way to not starve as an actor.
All right, Jeremy Renner.
What are you doing with that one? Why are you shaking it? We have to add to it?
This is the last dab. We call it the last dab because it's tradition around here to put a little extra on the last wing. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, I mean, God. Why not? Last dab. Doesn't mean you have to eat the last dab, do you? Oh, God.
Oh, there is, I guess, a loophole there.
Yeah. I'll do it. Gone this far, right?
And crushed it, by the way.
Whoa! That's not a dab. That's so not a dab.
That is a smatter.
That's a slather.
It's a pure slather.
All right. We'll figure it out.
Respect.
Oh, God.
Cheers, Jeremy. What a ride.
Bad decision. I think more cook them. You know, it's all over my lips.
But the good news, Jeremy Renner, is that we are now at the latest in a long line of 1 degree separation from Jeremy guests that we've had on the show. From your 3-time co-star Elizabeth Olsen, to your friend Anthony Mackie, to Scarlett Johansson, who may or may not have actually stolen beer from your green room to quell the aftermath of eating Da Bomb Beyond Insanity. But I want to narrow the scope on Hot Ones fan favorite Paul Rudd.
Yes.
Now that you're doing press tours on a solo mission, what do you miss most about tag teaming junkets with your co-star and 50-year-old virgins?
There's no one more fun to do just life with, right? I have like so much man love for that guy. He just brings out the best in people, I guess. He's got just such a wonderful way. And then we just had like the strangest, most beautiful bond. Yeah, that was probably the most fun press tour that we had on a movie that we could say nothing about.
Right.
That's why we just came up with the idea. Let's just talk about this. Why are we wearing each other's faces on each other? We had something to actually talk about. And that's what I talked about in Kimmel and all the shows. We could promote this movie that doesn't exist. We just had a good time doing it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Well, Jeremy Renner conquering the wings of death today. Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. And now there is nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you, my friend. This camera, this camera, this camera. Let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Fire. I have fire on my face. In my eye holes. Fire is going on in my life. Like right now. Hang on a sec. Check out Mayor of Kingstown, November 14th. Check out Hawkeye, November 24th. Let's see you at the ER.
Woo! That's the Hot Ones experience.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. It'd be fun. Yeah. Woo. My goodness.